All right, what's up, cyber traders? Welcome on back. This pre-Thanksgiving edition of our afternoon meeting this Wednesday, November 23rd. Mark cleaning up just now on Tesla, a small trade from him. Great to see Mark, great to see Leda. So long to Michael, who ended up wishing us well just earlier. Happy Thanksgiving to anyone that's dipping out a bit early here. Of course, to you and your families. Great to see Robert and the rest of us just joining us right now inside the live trading room. And if you're just joining us back on social media, Facebook Live or YouTube, welcome on back as well. So, folks, we are actually continuing the Phase 1 stock course later on today, coming up in about T-minus 30. So I want to make sure that our students and myself have enough time to get ready, prep, and just join the classroom ahead. Rich will post the link for that inside the live trading room momentarily. But with that in mind, though, we are coming off the Fed minutes meeting, the smaller FOMC type meetings. With that, we ended up getting an initial reaction to where the markets ended up popping back up, trying to break a new high right now, or at least just before as we started this meeting. So we'll see if that can continue. We have Pally on the screen to begin. PALI, of course, the runner that we caught from yesterday. I know Fausto went from A to Z on this stock, went over it pretty much in full just a moment ago on YouTube. So, with that at least, we know we did well on the stock yesterday. That doesn't mean that we're going to, continue to follow this stock this morning. This stock wasn't looking that great. Had some, activity in pre-market, but it was down as much as it is now. So actually just before, one of us just simply wrote in the trading room, just Pally starting to wake up, right, Warren? So, hey, from his call out, starting to wake up a little bit, right? Hopefully this can continue. I'll put this on the side for right now, Warren. Definitely good shout while you had looked at it. I want to see this just build up a little bit more, maybe continue to show another higher low as it moves back up to $4. I'll definitely come back to this by the end of this meeting. But let's just go from the top here. Let's see if there's anything looking even better to begin. And I'll tell you what, the top three, you could just tell, too cheap, too little volume, and too cheap. So we just skipped the top three right away. Now that lands us to Perf, P-E-R-F, Perfect Corp. Nice little move up early this morning. I wouldn't say that's the perfect move, if anything. That's my joke for the day. All right, so with that, at least this stock, looking at how illiquid it is, we just covered this in class this morning. I don't even need to look at level 3 for this. Actually, you learned just before, you could look at level 2, the market depth, 13-cent spread. Not a lot of market makers or exchanges, ECNs at least up at the top in yellow and green. We move forward, we move on. All right, Porch, PRCH ended up having a nice pop this morning. Actually, contrary to that perf, this looks really good. Nice trend back up, very liquid, great tier size on level 2 like we were just talking about. So, yeah, PRCH will make the cut for right now. This Porch trade broke higher from earlier this week, or perhaps from the end of last week, you can call this, right off 190. Ended up re-breaking that just here. So hopefully there's a lot more legs to go on this stock. $2 would be the next resistance. After that, I would just say up top here, right around 209, 210, a combo of different larger orders. All right, we'll keep it going. Let's see what else we got here, folks. NRBO, nice pop from pre-market. This one was looking good going into the open. Had the pop right out the gate, but from there came back down. I missed the move off 150 here. Even with missing it, this is easy to say in hindsight, at least. This would have taken a long time to make any respectable money on. So I didn't miss out too much, but could have been a nice little bounce from that 150. I wouldn't keep trying to dare for that bounce, because the more that gets poked at, it's eventually going to get broken through. So, I'm going to pass on this trade for right now. We have Coop, a little expensive. Wow, big pop on this trade. Let me just jump to Benzinga Pro. I didn't run into this until right now, so I was going to just kind of move on from it. And it's a pretty interesting pop there. So let's see, Vista. Vista is said to explore a deal to acquire Coupa Software. Shares halted on circuit breaker to the upside. Yeah, it looks like a potential buyout. They're exploring a deal to acquire Coupa. So you know the saying, folks, buy the rumor, sell the news. So off the rumor, you had a nice reaction off of it. But for a $59, $60, $61 stock, I just feel like, it's not as worth it now at this point. So, even if it does make another dollar move up, there's just better opportunities that are cheaper. not even to say like $5 cheap. I mean, like, give me like a $20 trade that's, looking better. Give me a $30 trade. Just this is a little above our price range here at this point. All right, and we'll keep it going though. ATXG, we saw this one move up really nicely from earlier, had a nice push going into the late morning and then more so into the mid-afternoon, broke out from 180-ish and ran over 2. But looks like that move is done for right now. I'm going to jump ahead. Right now. May as well just go over it here. Man U, again, right? If you're a footy fan, this has been a fun trade for you. Either way, regardless, it's been a pretty strong run from yesterday. We ended up seeing a potential sale of the team, and on top of that, a very lucrative contract, whether you are into footy or not or know him. But Cristiano Ronaldo, one of the highest paid athletes in the entire world, and has been for quite some time now at this point. Well, it's like what happens when a company, lets go of employees, does layoffs. It's a bad story, but actually they're letting go of a lot of expenses. So I don't know the story behind this, but it's to say that between Man U and Ronaldo canceling their contract, it led to a nice reaction yesterday. I'm really surprised to see the continued move up that we're getting today and even right now. Although I'm a little surprised to see this. At this point now, we'll definitely put this on our list. As a day trade, you want to see a stock like this near the highs right now. So let's continue to see higher lows, if anything. Probably see a little bit of a shake coming up. The hope would be to see it break higher by like 3:30 Eastern time. All right, now we're going to skim through now at this point, folks, just see what else is looking good out there. RLX is at the highs, but this is like a slowpoke stock for right now. It looks like it broke over the highs from the last week or two, even dating back to late October. But looking at how liquid this is too liquid for me. I mean, we want you to follow stocks that have a penny spread and lots of orders at each price. But this is like a cement wall at every single price level here. So, it's going to be that much tougher for this RLX to continue to break higher. I hope it does, but let's see if there's anything better. This wouldn't be a bad option, but even just like kind of contrary to that one, this one's not trading enough volume per minute, actually. So, it looks good. Order book actually looks all right, but I don't know. I'll come back to this perhaps if I want to at the end. The Carvana trade I know was moving pretty nicely going into this meeting. This one obviously trading a lot more volume per minute, but it's not too liquid on the order book. I think the shoe just fits for this one. Carvana, hey, I mean, it's up 16% today. It's pinning itself under that 8 level. I like this trade a lot as a setup. So, I'll put this near the top of our list. We'll go Carvana, Porch, then the Man U trade, and perhaps a couple more on top. We'll jump back to Pally, like I said at the end. Gotta really sift through this right now, folks, seeing if there's anything looking just better. SI, I know, has been a pretty volatile trade, more on the downside. It's been getting crushed going back into the beginning of November. But, perhaps this could have some dead cat bounce potential to it. It's up over 8% now. Order book is pretty thin, so it's definitely not a level 1 or 2 or perhaps even a level 3. Probably more of a 4 to 5 in terms of how we categorize these stocks. But, I'll put this on our main watch list for right now. I know Mark's a fan of the stock, so I'm sure he's happy with seeing this on the list for right now. Hey, it's trying to recover. So given how much it dropped off on the daily, and probably a lot more from October even, yep, has a little recovery room. All right, so that just about wraps up the gainer side. I'm certain there's one or two that I just didn't look at from the gainer side, folks. So if there's anything that you see, now's the time. Type it in the chat board now. Current time is 2:40. I want to make sure our students and myself have enough time to join our class and get ready for 3 o'clock. The Phase 1 stock course, again, we're continuing that today by talking all about Level 3, the ECN book. All right, we jump to the loser side right now, folks. PAGS is down big. Tried to dead cat bounce at least earlier and then heading into the mid-afternoon here at like 1 o'clock. Nice trend. Held off at 10, but that's all there is to it on this one. So I'm going to pass on it. I mean, if it was stronger going up, if it was stronger on the way down here from 10, I'd be more interested. But it's kind of just flat now, kind of just coasting along. So Let's see if there's any better looking ones out there. At least this one's pulling back a lot more, showing weakness here. Nice drop off once again. The MAXR trade. Not really trading a whole lot of volume per minute. I said that before on one of the ones from the gainer side. So, day before Thanksgiving. Don't have a great need to put this one exactly on our list. Nice trend. All right, STNE, we've traded this one in the past, and we've done well on this stock. I just recalled that it was pretty liquid back then, so I was pretty jumpy to click on it here. And, hey, it is pretty liquid. Good order book. But right now, the stock hasn't gone much of anywhere, really. Perhaps now beginning to pull back a bit, but if it was closer to the lows, I'd be more interested. But let's see if there's anything else. Natural gas ETF, cold. So this started off the morning down big in pre-market. It made a nice recovery so far. It's just to say, we've traded this ETF quite frequently over the last month and a half. But otherwise, though, when this is up, UNG is down. When cold is down, UNG is up. There are different ETFs or funds, to say the least. So we were just talking about that early this morning. For right now, neither are looking too great. All right, so we got 4 stocks on the main list, folks. Not bad, really. I mean, we're not at a dire need to put anything else on our main watch list. Jumping back to Pally, hasn't done much since. So, it's tradable technically, but I don't want to fall in love with the same stock over and over if it just doesn't look as primed yet. So while I'm teaching class, and for those of us joining me, I know that you won't be trading, but for those that aren't joining in class and will be trading with Rich inside the Cyber Group room, hey, if this ends up popping at 3 o'clock, if this ends up popping at 3:15, at that very point, then we'll focus on it. I like the others to begin so far, though. Let's focus on Carvana and Porch and the others first. All right, what else we got, folks, to wrap up? Anything else that you see? I got one from my end. I don't know if the volume looks good or not. Just got a ping from Benzinga. Yeah, this looks like crap. So HLGN, yeah, made a little move up over the last minute, but nothing happening otherwise. All right, anything from my book map here that I failed to touch on? I don't really see much else that I missed. CPRX from this morning broke a new all-time high, but it ended up dudding off pretty quickly after. Uber trade, I ended up exiting briefly, but I jumped back in actually pretty quickly after. So I jumped back in about 8 cents higher from where I was getting out from. I wish I kind of just held on the whole time. But nonetheless, though, it pushed back up a small amount, and for right now, hang on to this position here. All right, folks, that's going to wrap it up here. I think last one at the buzzer, got a private chat from one of our, I think, trial members on this, perhaps a bit gun shy to post in the chat board, and that's all right. But, hey, DBGI, I actually forgot about this one. So from Fred earlier, or just before, I appreciate him chatting me on the side about this. Hey, this ended up having a nice pop earlier. I think some news came out on this DBGI, but I was on a call with one of our students earlier in a coaching session, and we ended up seeing this make a nice pop. But at the time, we thought that it was going to continue to pop higher, and we didn't jump in. So we thought that we missed the move up higher, and I guess we didn't really miss too much because that was right around $6, and from there it ended up just stalling out, made a lower high, and $1 later it's at $5. So goes to show we didn't miss much there on our coaching session. But, now at this point, this thing looks like it's just going to lay flat. All right, folks, I think that's going to do it. Hey, no biggie. It's the day before a major national holiday here, at least in the U.S. For anyone not celebrating Thanksgiving outside the U.S., enjoy the day off. Honestly, we look forward to seeing you back on Friday, but also keep in mind, this Friday, the 25th, is a half day. Fausto mentioned that earlier today. We've been mentioning that from the week. But Friday, Black Friday, is a half day in the market. So markets will close 1 p.m. Eastern time on Friday. Hey, we're going to be open up until the close, folks. So, that'll be a normal morning for all of us inside the live trading room. Just realize that. So Friday morning, we look forward to seeing everyone back inside the live trading room, status quo. But at least for all of us just celebrating Thanksgiving, I want to wish everyone a happy and healthy Thanksgiving to you and your families out there. Obviously, this is a time, especially with the way the market's been the last year. But of course, outside of talking about money, folks, to talk about health and happiness and life and liberty and everything else in between, this is as good of a time as any to just kind of reflect and sit back and realize, why we need to be thankful, what we need to be thankful for, and who we need to kind of look out after in this world. So, it's always a point of reflection, if anything. I look forward to seeing all of us in class coming up later on at 3 p.m. Eastern time. For those of us not joining me, like I'd said, happy Thanksgiving, and we look forward to seeing everyone back on Friday. Take care.
Become a Cyber Group member today. Just click the link below and receive all these amazing products and a world of knowledge for just $9. Do it today.